To me, when they took the field goal with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, when they had a 4th and 2 at the 18, Shanahan was like, we can beat this team straight up.
The bottom line is they played a really clean football game.
Great game. It was a great game, I thought.
Absolute thriller.
It doesn't mean, when I say great game, it doesn't necessarily mean both teams played great. It just means the competitiveness and the way it could have gone back and forth. It was a great game.
Yeah, I think the Niners played as close to great as you would want. Brock Purdy with 2 bad throws, and it's going to happen, and it was windy and all the rest of it, but when you needed to make plays, and the defense, especially in the second half against Saquon Barkley, and thank you, Philly, for running that same tired run to the right behind your backup right tackle.
Pull a guard.
Keep trying it.
Yeah. Misdirection.
Even the last play, 4th and 10, right?
That was, go ahead.
4th and 11, whatever.
Yeah.
It was over before, what?
Did you watch the Emmanuel Acho breakdown of this?
No.
You got to go see it, since I know you guys love having him on.
And it came after a timeout.
He's like, look at the defense the 49ers are in. He goes, the whole thing is built to stop 4 wides.
Too low.
They all ran basically. They just ran 4 2
routes.
Just all run past the sticks and turn. He's like, this was the simplest, most bare bones thing the Eagles could have done. Zero imagination, easiest thing to stop, and that's what they ran with their season completely on the line. And he did a compare and contrast with the second McCaffrey touchdown, and he goes, now this is what Kyle Shanahan does with his season on the line. And watch what he did and why it worked and how you ended up with McCaffrey in that spot. It just, I don't know what the hell's going on with the Eagles play
Kellen
call.
Moore got them that offense to win a Super Bowl, and Jalen looked different. I'm not exonerating Sirianni. I tried to defend him. I love him for standing up to A.J. Brown. But I asked you, and you could tell the listeners, because Steiny's different, and I asked you, Dibs, when the Eagles got to the 20, I'm on the edge of my seat. Did you think, man, this is a drive? It qualified for a drive. Did you think they were getting – how did you envision from the 20 on? Steiny was like, I thought Philly's not going to get in.
I definitely thought the Niners had I thought the Niners had a chance. Okay. The Niners had a good chance because when the way the Eagles offense goes, when the field shrinks like that and it gets tight, it did not surprise me that they were going to get to the 20. That didn't surprise me.
Surprised me that they didn't score. My thought was, all right, hurry up and score, because that way the Niners can at least have some time to maybe answer field goal and tie the thing back up. But 4th and 5 at the 40, and he hits Goddard for 15.
Great, nice play.
Great play, and you're thinking, all right.
Yeah.
Because even if you hold them there, they still have 3 timeouts. You still have to do something. Game's not over if you hold them, but they convert that, and then it's back-to-back Smith, 10, and then 14, and it's, oh, boy. And then Hurts, I don't know if that was a sack. He kind of scrambled, and Keon White got him, and at that point, Philly's just letting the clock tick, and you're thinking, okay, it's now or never, Niners.
Now or never.
And Kyle was smart to not go with the panic timeout and think, oh, boy, I got to preserve just in case. Go ahead, Nick. Show me what you got.
Well, especially without a veteran defense. You know what I mean? Like, you would think with the defense that the 49ers had on the field, he might have called timeout there to make sure that they were ready.
Well, and this might be like not the greatest observation ever, but as you said, Goo, when they're getting ready for their 4th and 11 play, Philly calls timeout. Now they've only got 2 timeouts. If you keep all 3 timeouts, you're at least, like, the 49ers can't go victory formation.
No, you're right.
They can't. It's because they took that one timeout that allowed the Niners to run the clock all the way. At minimum, make them punt with 30 seconds to go. You're probably only going to end up with a Hail Mary out of that. But even that, I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah, Philly's offense just did not feel buttoned up.
Yeah. All year.
Yeah.
To me, when they took the field goal with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, when they had a 4th and 2 at the 18, at first I was like, you got to go for this. Well, that's what you do if you think you're the underdog and you need to make some big plays to win a game. I feel like at that point, Shanahan was like, we can beat this team straight up with our personnel against theirs in the second half.
And I also think that the wind played such a huge factor in a lot of that. They had the wind in the second, and they had it in the 4th. And that's the thing about the trick play that struck me immediately. 2 plays before they run the jet sweep to Sky Moore, and so Sky gets like 3. You run one more play, end of the third quarter, you flip ends, and then you run the jet sweep again to Sky, but he flips it to Juwan, and Juwan rolls and makes the pass with the wind in the first play of the fourth quarter.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
First play.
Yeah.
So the timing was perfect, but also the setup of the jet sweep 2 plays earlier. So
I didn't put that together.
You don't score there and take 3. Then Philly's in field goal range, kick a field goal, you win the game. That's how big that thing was.
Still a long way to go, but you get the touchdown, and ultimately you trail again. But it was that other drive where Brock was able to move him down, and that's one thing about Purdy. Yeah, 2 picks and the house of horrors in Philly.
Yeah.
When you were there before in the playoffs, you had your arm ripped off, and oh boy, he did not shrink in the moment. He just shakes those things off, right?
Willard, you said it. Why you tested Mitchell? Because I'm being honest, Philly had the lead, and that pick, I go, this might be it if they go down and get, but it's Philly.
This is what we do, and it's silly, but it's just the way it is. Sometimes we have to sit with this. There's no 2 ways about it. If the 49ers do not go down and score with 2.5 minutes to go, it's a long, loud offseason about Brock
My phone
Purdy.
was blowing up.
That game was going to be on him.
No doubt.
Because they played – like, would they have 1 penalty?
Yep.
And even that
7
one, that's a questionable.
It was chicken salad is what it was.
I hate that. There's nothing for a ref to do. And
Slid late.
Well, there's nothing for a defender to do. The quarterback goes and slides at their legs, and then they're not supposed to touch him. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And the ref is sitting there going, you kind of hit the quarterback when he's sliding. They got to fix that because that, to me, there needs to be a new call about the quarterback sliding underneath defenders. Mahomes is brilliant at it. Yeah, that needs to be a penalty. They got to get that out of the game.
Or just reviewable, because if you're the eye in the sky, you could see that it was late. It was a late slide, and he didn't really hit him.
No.
Although Blandino said you can't go to the head and neck area. I didn't think he even really did.
Yeah, you don't have a choice sometimes of where you're going to clip someone like that. But anyway, so that was a weak call, but the bottom line is they played a really clean football game. So if you throw, especially when the Niners had momentum there, when he threw that second pick, why? And I don't know if this is the play calling.
I couldn't believe it.
It has to be Brock's decisions because the first pick, Juwan is wide open over the middle of the field.
Brady pointed that out.
Do not throw the ball. Like the same way they don't throw it Lenore, do not throw it Quinyon Mitchell. Don't do that.
Yeah. And I thought it hit the ground. I go, he didn't catch that. He caught it.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's
This is a great
so good.
catch.
But, obviously, the weather, Kittle, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to go through everything that's stacked against this team, and they just keep coming. Explain to me how Kyle Shanahan's not the coach of the year.
I can't
What
do
the
it.
hell? What are we doing? Like
Anybody in the room?
McDonald did a great job.
No
Ben
doubt.
Johnson did a great job.
Vrabel, you did a great job.
Liam Cohen, a bunch of dudes did a great job.
But it's not this.
This is a set-aside. This is insanity. This is George Kittle.
On the fly.
This is insanity.
Well, add him to the list, and knowing that he's probably not going to play on Saturday, I don't like his chances.
Yeah.
Bosa won't. Fred Warner, I doubt, will. But
Fred's not.
are any of us counting the Niners out? 7-point dogs at Seattle?
Not anymore.
Exactly.
Not
I said
anymore.
they can get to the bowl, and I meant it. 8 quarters away.
You sort of have to now just be like,
Shanahan.
I'm not going to count them out. Why would you?
The 49ers had a lot of injury adversity this year. A lot of adversity. There's no doubt. They had to play without a lot. What was Philly's adversity? It was guys not happy.
It was bickering.
And guys, just so that's to me, that's a kind of a toughness thing too, where the 49ers, they had legitimate adversity. They overcame it. And Philly's adversity was self-inflicted and ego involved.
They lost the right tackle, and he was unable to really go. And their center, who's probably going in the Hall of Fame, retired. I mean, that happens.
Sure.
That's football. But, yeah.
Their coordinator, Kellen Moore, got him to the dead. They won it, and I believe they miss him. How can we say what's wrong after Kellen Moore had them 4th of July in the Super Bowl?
Well,
that's got to be a part of it.
It's got to be a part of it. Look, their offensive line is not the same. They lost Becton. Lane Johnson didn't play.
And they ran in the first half. They had some success.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just not. That's the straw that stirred their drink last year, and it's not the same this year. But sure. Coaching, play calling, and angry wide receivers is part of it too.
I love Sirianni for getting at him.
John Ritchie works for WIP, former fullback for the Raiders and Eagles. Listen, this is pretty good on on what he thought about the Eagles' last play.
I know that it's so much deeper than our quarterback, and I know that he needs proper guidance. Their team won with less. We lost with so much more talent on our side. Think about the last play of the game. It's 4th and 11. We got 43 seconds left. There's a timeout. They're looking at the coverage. Okay, we don't know for sure what we're going to get. When they went out there, they ran a 2-jet all-go or a 2-jet all-go special. I don't know exactly.
But basically verticals, let's call it. Four's guy going vertical. No,
4 verticals.
No one coming across.
With
the
season
on
the line. 4th and 11. And your best play against quarters coverage is 4 verticals. Quarters coverage. They're covering two safeties, 2 cornerbacks they're all covering a quarter of the field. You're running go routes into each corner of the field. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That was your best play. That was your best play. And our coaches, it felt like they just said, hey guys, just go run and get open. You know, it felt like what I used to do in 4th grade at Hampton Elementary School when I'm playing all-time quarterback out of recess. Just go run.
All-time quarterback. That's
open.
A great one.
He's spot on. He's spot on, and it's got to be nauseating to an Eagle fan if you go back to remember the camera angle during the timeout, and they pan over, and there's Sirianni is talking to Jalen Hurts, a couple other coaches, obviously Big Dom in the background, and they're looking at each other, and it's kind of like, what do you want to do?
Wow, man.
You can read lips. They're like, what do you want to do? You want to do this? Okay, and they nod, and that's what they came up with. You want to do 5th grade recess on 3?
Yeah.
All right, 5th grade recess on 3. Let's go.
You run to the Chevy and then cut toward the fire hydrant, and I'll hit you.
It's like Invincible. They reran the movie.
Two receivers making a combined $54 million, and you throw a ball into triple coverage to your tight end over the middle.
Didn't have a chance.
No. And, man.
He's spot on.
Yeah, thank you, Philly.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next.